Along with regulatory risk, you have reputational and contractual risks when you don't comply with the PDPL. So you have two fundamental kinds of stakeholders. You have other companies, and they will want to know that their data is safe in your hands. So for example, once again, if we think about Microsoft, so you write a document up and it gets held within their cloud. Microsoft simply wouldn't get used very much if people thought that their data, their documents, their personal data, all sorts of things was unsafe. So Microsoft does a huge amount of work around cybersecurity to try to keep that information safe. Um, when you are under contract with another company and you are processing their data, you're providing them with a service. Quite often, the contract will have something in it saying that you will have they will have powers of audit over you, which means that they can come in and ask you how you are doing when it comes to data protection. Quite often, even before you get a contract, people will come to you and say, hey, can you send us your policies, your procedures, tell us how many of your staff you've trained, etc., etc. Prove to us that you are going to be a safe place for us to put our data. And if you can't do that, then you are going to lose business. So it's really, really important that you care about other companies and your relationships with them. And then, of course, the other kind of stakeholder are members of the public, and they will want to trust you with their data, and they will leave you if there are data breaches. There is a report from Forbes that says that up to 87% of people have said that they will leave a company if there are data breaches, and the article will be available for you to read. So we should learn some lessons. At the moment, there are no lessons from the Middle East. There hasn't really been a lot of enforcement activity, and obviously in Saudi there has been none. So we must draw lessons from across the world. Ashley Madison was one of the most famous one. It was a dating website. It was hacked, and all of the personal data of people was made available. In fact, some terrible things resulted from it. There were some suicides, and eventually it closed down. Now, Ashley Madison is still running. New people have basically bought the domain name, trying to help make it run. But at one point, it was worth a lot of money, this website, and today it's worth pennies on the dollar. Yahoo suffered a data breach where 3 billion of its subscribers' login details were breached. One of the big results of this was that it was in the process of being sold to the American telecommunications company Verizon, and it was eventually sold, but it was sold for a much reduced price. So we can imagine what kind of effect the breach had. It probably took millions, perhaps even billions off of the price. The Marriott chain of hotels had a data breach. They lost a huge number of corporate clients, a huge number of individual clients, because once again, a lot of payment data, a lot of data of clients was lost. So here are some lessons about the real world impacts of data breaches on partner organizations and on members of the public, and it is something that you absolutely need to avoid.